All right, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Adams coming to you from school today. All right, some of you guys will be seeing pretty soon. Others still can see me, see my lovely face and everything. Okay, so today you're going to do kind of mush a bunch together. I think first we're going to do static variables. Now the deal is that it doesn't seem very hard, and you could probably read this and kind of let it wash over you a little bit. But I want to make sure that you get the context of it and really what's it mean, because it's like a lot of stuff is in Java, like you kind of get it. And I'll be honest, I did a lot of my stuff in college. I just throw static on there. Oh, it needs to be static, sure, whatever. Okay, so make sure that you understand what it means to be static, and then I'll kind of talk about the next thing. So, just to double check that you guys understand this, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone's like, "Well, duh, of course I get this. This is easy peasy. I don't know why I'm saying it again. This is kind of more for me than anything else." Okay, so we have a class, and it's the pet food Java class, right? And over here, it's a public, and we have the pet food over here, and we have some variables that are both that are marked private. Okay, so that means private means that only this can see it. So over here in Java, I cannot see how much the pet food, the price of that or whatnot. I can only see it over here, and it doesn't really matter to this. Like I only matter about the end product. Okay, so kind of the idea is the pet food Java is the house for the plants. Okay, and then over here, here's the order for the plants. All right, so I want to build a house. Maybe a car would be better. I'm ordering myself a Tesla. I want it to be, I don't know, the bigger Tesla. I want it to be white, and I want it to have, I don't know, heated seats. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this is kind of the request. It comes over here, it builds it, and then, or sorry, here, it builds it, and it sends it back over here. Okay. So these are all separate instances of this class, and they're all separate instances. Okay. Cat one exists completely in a whole nother thing than cat 2, completely cat 3, completely cat 4. Okay, and there's two things. One, it's kind of a memory thing. Like, really, to be honest, we could do this several different ways. None of them probably as complicated as this, but it would take a lot more lines of code, and it would take a lot more memory. Here, everything kind of gets compressed into nice easy little things that you can mutate little um, pretty well. Okay. So now static comes in, though, is when here I want things to be able to live in here, but kind of deal with the outside world as well. Okay. So static are things that um, kind of, it's weird because I read a private variable exists is only accessible inside the class. So here, these I can only do inside the class. A static variable belongs to the class rather than an instance of this class. So I guess maybe a better way to put it is, let's look. So I got cat food right here, right? Okay. So here, this cat, I create an instance. It uses that cat food in there, even though it doesn't know it's using it. Here, it says cat, so it's using that cat food in there, or the cat weight thing, and it doesn't know. Static, it like kind of hovers above it. So, what I'm going to have you do, a good example of static would be to count the number of total pets. All right. So if I wanted to count the number of total pets, now, like to be honest, in our case, it's pretty easy. We know the answer is 4, right? Okay. But what I want you to do is create a static variable and a method that counts that. Okay. And it's like totally in here. Like, there, it's pretty much exactly this assignment. So just do this assignment again, um, back and forth, figure that out. Okay. So I want you to take a screenshot of that. I also do want you just basically here, it's the ANSCO marching one. One person had a question. I'll answer that in the chat or whatnot. But yeah, so just do that again. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's not even worry about doing the ants. the static one, just do mine instead. Okay, so count the number of cats and dogs. It's pretty much identical to this one. So then that would be good. All right. Okay. So yeah, make sure you do the fixing the bugs. So that'll be good. All righty. Next, going on to the next thing. I think the next thing. Oh yeah, scope and access. Like this, really, there's just that one little, like, this is it. So scope, I feel like this is also one that's going to be on the test a bunch. Basically, class scope means that it's all everything in the class. Okay, so if it's a class scope, everyone can see it, everyone can do it. Okay, method scope, just in that method. Block scope, just in that block. Okay, so block scope variables pretty much are only going to be like loop variables and stuff. All right, so go through, do this, do the programming challenge. Make sure you answer all the AP questions. All right. I am available during the Google Meet. So if you're like, well, Mr. Adams, let me ask you this, let me ask you that, that's fine. I will be there. Like I said, static thing, like it's kind of hard to get your head around a little. Well, it's one of those things. It's not hard to get your head around, except for there's like a whole nother level that's like, oh yeah, now I get it. Okay. The main idea just is that each one of these instances, it kind of exist all by themselves, and they're all separate of each other. So like when I set the weight of cat 1 right here, it does not affect the other instances at all. Okay, but if we had the static, it might affect it. Okay, it won't in this case. What I'm asking you about, you know what I'm saying. All righty. Okay, so available during the chat. If you got any questions, let me know. All right, deuces.